Well, hello, you're welcome back to the Gimle battles. So, here we have the DPS new Jack. Well, indeed, we had a battle against the DPS old Jack from Lenny. And this is the DPS new Jack, so it's an updated version of the Jack, which basically should have some, should include some lessons from the old Jack in order to be able to beat the, Gimle. So we have shield strippers here, let's see here, armor piercing, high explosive, and we have shield strippers there. So the main hull of the ship is kind of the same, so we have already checked that out, and this is of course very beautiful little command room going on here. And all that is very nice and all. But in any case, we kind of looked at it before, so we're just gonna head right into the battle and see if the DPS new Jack has a chance to defeat the Gimle and get into the winner's bracket here. So it's enough of a change to indeed do another little battle here. So it's I think the turrets are replaced, and I hope all the issues we brought up with the DPS old Jack, not to give you any spoilers, but it lost. I hope that all of the issues are fixed, so it has a fair chance of winning. Will be very interesting to see. There we are into the battle. So here we have the new Jack popping in there. You can see she comes pre-smoked, which is great to not get killed by that laser. Some of the early cram shells also has some good accuracy. I wanna see what's in it here. APHE. Is this some proximity something fuse? I don't know. We don't wanna miss the battle. Alright. Gimle is at 99. The DPS new Jack is at 98. I think the Gimle got some pretty nasty hits with its crams there in the beginning. Mortars are coming down too. Oh well. A lot of lamb nodes here. Man, I was like, what the hell is up with the perspective here? I was like, what's wrong with these lamb nodes? And I see. We have a mimic lamb node on top of them, and there are several outputs, and it's just a big one. Just kind of looked funny. It's definitely pounding on. It has a low profile, so it doesn't get easily hit by those cram shells. Bam! That's very expensive railguns, so we're losing a lot of health if we get grazed by these scary crams here. Alright. Bam. Interesting indeed. I will say that the DPS new Jack is doing better than the old Jack, I do believe. But we'll see if it's doing enough. One thing I would definitely say... Yeah, it seems to be getting hit less frequently. But many of... I'm not sure what's up with these cannons. They're very fast. I bet our lambs can shoot at them very easily. Or actually they can. Oh lords. We're actually cleaning up the area here. Our lambs are so powerful we're able to keep them off. The new Jack definitely needs more firepower. That's for sure. One thing I can tell Lenny here is that you should definitely pitch the new Jack against the old Jack if you haven't already, and you can really see any pros and cons, you know, if there are any weaknesses or if there is not. Basically, if the new jack is better than the old jack. I think the new jack is better than the old jack, but you don't know until you pitch them against each other. But the Gimle's lambs are able to clean up those shots pretty well. Which means we can just chill here and deal full damage, and the new jack is down to 86%. So we can keep those shots out of the air while grilling the superstructure here with our damage laser, which means that the DPS new jack needs a lot of more firepower to be able to get through the Gimle's active defenses. Or at least have a couple of decoy stuff like hardened crams and stuff like that in order to get through. And that could be a good way to kinda keep the lambs busy so the laser won't grill / letting the main gun's rail shots actually get through. Because obviously the DPS New Jack's lamb system isn't enough to deal with the Gimle, so at this point you could probably remove the lamb system or connect it up to a damage laser too. Or just have a damage laser. It's probably something I would have. I feel against some designs the Gimle's lambs are really beneficial, but against some designs it actually would be better if it only dealt damage. When the Gimle met itself, we could prove it needed lambs to survive better, but I really feel that certain designs would have really... The Gimle would have an upper hand if it just dealt damage instead of trying to protect itself using lambs. New jack down to 78. Is this turret active? Well, this one was at least. Bam. I'm pretty certain that the first round is gonna go to the Gimle because the new jack ain't looking too happy right now. Those big cram shells are just raining in there. Look at... Oh man. And this one. Oh no. I should be happy, but since we already defeated the DPS old jack, I was kind of secretly rooting for the DPS new jack because it would be so cool if the old design improvements could have meant a win. But that said is that the hull of the DPS new jack is probably too expensive. You probably have too much armor on this thing to be able to... I think maybe your armor is too expensive. The Gimle is just ignoring armor with those crams, so I think you probably need to build a new ship altogether. I don't think you can upgrade the DPS new jack to a winning position. But we shall see. This has only been round 1, and we have more rounds popping in here. I would count this round as over because the DPS new jack is not doing damage anymore. So we're going to go to the next battle. Second round, there we are. Laser is grazing to the side there. Man, these railgun shots are fast, but it doesn't matter. Our detection is faster. And most of them are just taken out by the Gimle's lambs. So well, Lenny, I don't think it's illegal if you test your design against the Gimle. If you're able to load them, of course. They're you need a couple. You need some RAM to be able to even have these battles. I have 16 gigs of RAMs, but if you have like 4 or perhaps 8, it might be a little bit laggy. All right. Yeah, those big crams are getting through there. That's a good bounce. Good you have shields at least, but yeah. You really need to... more firepower. More firepower, more firepower. It's like a good example of more firepower is the Secret Advisors, basically only papier-mâché designs with like diff guns. They kind of win over the Gimle, so you know they may also have a little bit too high block count for this, so they may lag a little bit too much. But yeah. In all likelihood, the Gimle is going to win this battle too, because it's at 98% and those railguns are not getting through. Like, your railguns have to be really fast in order to get through any lambs. And I think if you want to have shots getting through lambs, having them really fast and like a really tiny caliber, like sandblasters, is a better route to go there. Yep. Blasting in with some what are they called? Packs. But now crams are popping in here too. Yeah, dealing a lot of damage, 91%. I'm pretty sure how this battle is gonna go as well. The really big issue here for the new Jack is that the shots are not really getting through. And now the laser has taken the unlucky for the new Jack's decision of targeting the turret. You probably have a shield on there, and the laser is targeting hot blocks. So this turret is gonna be gunners in probably pretty soon. That strong smoke the new Jack has is, however, really good for making it survive a lot longer. Yes, indeed. No, now we switched targets. Why did we do that? Is there a decoy in here somewhere? Who knows? Bam. Well, I think the Gimle is having a good party today, at least. One of the turrets still online, or is it? Yeah. No, both of them are actually online, so that's good for it. But I don't think it will change the results much at this point, because the new Jack is at 74. And I think the partygoers here at the table is having a great time today. Enjoying the battles. It's a little windy in here, don't you say? Oh yes, a little bit. I have a tiny scratch in the window. There's like 2 window panes missing, but I guess that's a scratch. In this game, at least. So yeah, I think we can refill our machine parts in peace here. With that, I will say huge thanks to all our commissioned officers in the army of GMODIST who are supporting the channel monthly at Patreon, which is helping me a lot. And those are most notably Admiral Super Dave, Admiral Skubarox, Captain Y, Lieutenant Asteria, C2, Cravey, Parbagri, Talaras, and Vincent Veritas, and also huge thanks to all of the cadets. Also, huge thanks to the members, the YouTube members, for supporting us over there as well. You should definitely check out the YouTube memberships. You can be part of the team there, like Halofo and Power by Greed and C2 and Yudhisthira Arcana. Very nice. They have different perks, the Patreon and the YouTube memberships, so you can be in both if you want both. Yeah, so that's the thing. And one thing too, you should probably check out our merch store at Fourth Wall, which I've been designing some nice designs there, which I think is pretty cool. Well, other than that, thanks again to Lenny for the new updated submission, and I hope that you will be able to construct a new Battleship Sam J that indeed beats the Gimle. And if you can load it in, don't be afraid to test it against the Gimle. You've seen some of the winning designs there. They've been sitting weeks and trying to build something to hard counter the Gimle. Just taking the Gimle, pick it apart, and just finding ways to counter it as hard as possible. And that's an easier way to get results, which you kind of know have a chance. And you don't even need to like do the full battle if you want it to be a surprise. You can just test. If you build a platform, put it in God mode, put on the turrets you're gonna use. Do they even reach the Gimle or don't they? Can be a good lesson. Well, in any case, huge thanks for watching, and I'll be seeing you all next time. Remember to like and subscribe to this little channel here. I liked the video. Yes. Anyways, see you next time. This is your host, Gmodism. We're signing out.